But first, let's talk about what's hot now. All right. We all know shopping season is starting to heat up, and so is the fight to get a good parking spot. But take a look at what happened when one woman in Denver tried to save a spot by standing in it. Some of you have done this. While another woman tried to park her car. Check this out.
Move it, lady! Yes! You're gonna run me over! Fine, I'm calling police right now. You're running me over! You're running me over, lady!
That video stopped before we saw how the altercation ended, but I guess eventually the car did leave. So the woman who was standing there, she won. But who was right and who was wrong in this situation?
Well, you have to be careful. First of all, I'll run you over. That's number one. But, you have to be careful because you're going to park your car there and have an altercation. Somebody could do something, repercussions and things like that. I had an incident when I was in LA in a parking garage.
What happened?
Well, this guy, the etiquette is like once you pass the space, it's done, right? And the next person gets it. So this guy, a car came out, he wanted to come back and get that spot and wanted me to back up. And he jumps out of his car and goes, my kid has to go to the bathroom, So I back up so he can have it. Then he gets out the car with this baby in a diaper. I'm like, she's in the bathroom. What are you talking about?
See, I have to about it. She could have exploded. I have to defend this woman. So I lived in Philadelphia for 6 years, and people in South Philly are no joke when it comes to parking spots. They use folding chairs and cones. We call it game of cones in South Philadelphia.
But that's not legal to do.
No,
right?
it's not legal, but here's the thing. It happens a lot when there's snow, because if you dig out the spot, I'm sorry, you earned the spot. Yeah, so I don't blame them.
Let's have a rule. Let's have a 60-second rule. If you can get there within 60 seconds, you can save that spot. If it's at past a minute, you got to give it up.
First come, first serve with a car, not a person or a
I
phone.
agree. And actually, what she was doing was not legal in that city, obviously.
No.
The car had the right of way.
Anywhere
course,
to do that.
Do any of you suffer from road rage?
Me.
Really?
Oh, my gosh.
That's so crazy because you don't know who that other person is.
It's true. I mean, I live in Los Angeles, and it's terrible.
It's stressful.
I hate
Bad
driving in
traffic.
LA. I wish I could take people's licenses away because it's just, the people just don't know how to drive.
But do you put your head out the window and scream?
No. It's to myself. I yell at myself.
I definitely roll down the window a few times.
You
do? Absolutely. Here's the thing. My road rage is city specific. So I'm not allowed to drive in New York. My husband says absolutely not. But in LA, I go crazy with them. They are the worst drivers.
But what are you don't look like the type who would be
I
like
know.
that.
I'm like a finger. I'm like a chihuahua. You know what I mean? Like I'm little, but I got a strong bite. I don't know.
So you will really...
I freak out.
You never know. People will fight back. You never know who has a gun.
You got to be careful jumping out like a chihuahua because you might meet a pit bull. Okay?
Yeah. I'll take down a pit bull any day, baby. I am feisty.
I want to ask you all a question. Would you be okay with your partner having a work spouse, someone they're especially close to at work of the opposite sex? Megan, you're already shaking your head. My husband has that, so...
He has that?
He has had that.
The reason why I say no is this hits home. It's happened to someone very close to me. Her husband had a work wife that became very attached to one another. They would text late at night. They would talk to one another, and he would start to go to her for advice versus this person.
So it was like emotional
cheating.
Yeah.
And I think it can lead to something bad. When you're not going home to be with your wife and you're texting someone else or talking to someone else and divulging inner secrets, it ultimately has led to their divorce. Yeah. It was not the cause of it.
But you have to be cautious because, I'm a comic. I have some of my comic friends in the audience today. And, I haven't dated them, but sometimes we dip and dab and have an emotional...
You dipping and dabbing?
No, not with them. No. Those are my brothers.
If you've had sex with
I have a work husband. He takes me on dates all the time.
Is it Lance? Because y'all always going somewhere without us.
Right here. This is my work husband. We even coordinate our outfits.
That's right. No,
yeah.
it is,
but he's not a threat.
He's not interested in me. He's got no interest in me at all whatsoever.
You were saying about Richard.
Richard has had a work spouse, and I love her. Her name was Kate.
Okay.
She may not know that I'm thinking of her that way, but but in the beginning, I was a little bit nervous because he was very close to Kate. They were working on a project together, and I got to know her, and I trusted her, and I trusted him, and she's become a part of our family. Yeah. So it doesn't always have to be.
And it's scary in the entertainment industry because when you're shooting a film or a television show, you really get close with that person, and those emotions come out. So that's why you see a lot of these actors cheating on everyone and ended up. Look at Angelina and Brad.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep your friends close and your enemies close.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I
Puppies
actually
close.
have a work spouse as well. I want to show you a picture of mine. This is Freddie. He's my hairstylist.
He's
Yes.
also not. Is he?
No, he's not interested
Not
in me.
interested. Right. Yeah.
But
neither one
he,
of us.
you know, there's this thing about a hairdresser. When you find one that you love, you don't want to let go of them, right? That's it.
Never.
Well, they did this study. 25% of women, 1 in 4, would rather cheat on their partner than the person who does their hair. Because a good haircut, a good style, is far more important. You'll find another person.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I wear a lot of wigs, so anybody can put a wig on, okay?
Okay, well, yeah.
But hair is a very personal thing.
Yeah.
I've been loyal to my guy, Matt, hi, Matt, I'm giving you a shout out. I've been loyal to him. The one thing that I don't care about is, like, anyone can wax me, do my nails, do whatever, but my hair, you cannot touch
See,
my hair.
I think for me, it's hair color. Haircut, I have long hair, so you can just do whatever you want to it. But hair color, I was blonde at one point. Don't Google it. The pictures are awful, and I will be
Ooh, I
so
can see it.
embarrassed. And I had to have an intervention. My friends had to come to me and say, you need to break up with that hair color.
This is
she
not
was
doing you any
killing
favor.
you.
Wow.
Yeah, so I broke up with her, and now I have a great colorist.
I'm the opposite. I have a couple of people that I love cut my hair, but I'll let anyone cut my hair. I even go in the mirror and do my own stuff. So
Wow. I'm
I don't
actually
mind.
surprised because
Yeah,
your
but
hair
my,
looks so
my hair
good.
grows quickly.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
maybe guys, I don't know.
You
it's just
mentioned
different.
I have never had a wax job, if that's what you call it, ever.
Yeah, she was saying that. We were talking about this topic, and she goes, I've never had a wax. I'm like, is it growing down there? I'm like,
No,
what's
well,
going on?
it's not like there's a...
How do you take
I
care
don't
of
know
that?
what's
It's very
growing on
intimate.
you. I mean, mine has always been
I mean, if you,
relatively
I kind
tame.
of love a
but-
wax. Who
But
doesn't love a wax?
would you want
It's
hot-
nice and warm,
Why would-
and
but
then
then
it
they
rolls.
rip it up, but then they
But
rip
it's
you.
the calm before the storm. It's nice and cozy, and they're nestled
what's
in,
the
and then they go,
point?
you're hot.
What's the point?
to keep it groomed.
You have never waxed down there. Never.
Never. I would never let a woman with a bunch of hot wax dip me and then rip it out. And if somebody says do that, I am not doing that. I will not do that. Never. All right. I want to ask you guys. I can't believe where we've gone to.
I'm sweating now. I'm
Literally
sweating.
gone to. I want to ask you guys about something I just read. Yahoo Parenting, has an essay by a mom who writes about regularly being naked around her daughters who are 11 and 14. Yamanika, I wanted your take on that.
You know, I grew up with both sides of the spectrum because my grandmother used to wear so many clothes. I used to think she was leaving the house all the time. 'Cause she was like, she had on thermals and house coats and pantyhose and girdles, and she had a panda bear wrapped around her neck. It was just one of those. But my grandfather was the complete opposite. My mother also. They walk around in their underwear. My grandfather used to fry fish on Fridays in his drawers and scratching and stuff. So I'm like, I like somewhere happy in the middle, but definitely don't have your breasts and buns out in front of me as my parent.
I have 2 little girls, and I want them to know their body's beautiful no matter what it is. I walk around naked. I think my husband has a problem because I go like the bathroom with the door open or anything like that. Oh, there they are. So, oh my God, they pulled that up quickly.
guilt.
But I want the girls
Well,
to
y'all
know
got your
that
clothes on there.
I got
Yeah,
some
yeah.
clothes on there, and I'm waxed. But I just want them to know that their body is beautiful. So I mean,
But if you had boys,
if you
had boys, would you
I
feel
would.
you really would?
I would
But
walk
there's a
around
certain
naked.
age
think
when you
there's an
think.
I used to
age limit.
my brother-in-law, we used to shower with our mom when we were little.
What?
Yeah. Wait, when you're little.
No,
Yes,
no, no,
when
no,
you're
no,
little.
no, no.
Well,
No,
little, but at what age is
What
it
age?
not?
Here's the thing. I think when they go 6, 7, 8, I think there's a time to know when it's proper time to put on clothes and when to have clothes. But when they're little, hanging around like under 5.
I think under 5 is
Yeah,
fine.
maybe.
I think I don't
There's
want to
nothing
go
cuter
on.
than a baby tush walking around. Not mine. The baby's tush.
All right, let's move on. Let's face it, even when they're covered up, guys can't help touching themselves. This conversation
going on?
is bizarre. All right.
What is happening?
Perfect show
Well,
for me.
we have all seen. There's a point to this. We've all seen guys adjust themselves down there, both in private and public. But according to Men's Health, which is a very reputable magazine, it's actually good for them, and it's biological. There is a biological reason why men put their hands down their pants, because it triggers the release of oxytocin.
I bet it
which is
triggers the release of
calming.
oxytocin.
I bet it triggers it.
And
it triggers
yeah,
a lot.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean,
Lance.
we can't help it. It just is a natural thing. Sometimes it just itches. You want to take an itch.
Right.
But
But why do you keep your hand?
well,
I mean,
and
it just
I didn't
stays
even
there
notice.
forever.
I did not even realize I did that until you asked me today. They're like, do you just keep it down there? And I'm like, when I watch television, I kind of do. I like to just put it
like
there
a
like Al
whoopee.
Bundy, but because my hands are cold and it's nice and
But
warm.
you-
it's just nice and warm down there.
Yeah.
I mean, we have Purell in my house.
Yeah, right.
I'm
releasing my oxytocin.
And also, supposedly, men do it to show dominance.
Yeah, I
Like
can
it's
see that.
Like when they
yeah,
kinda grab-
I
exactly.
mean, look at baseball players. I mean, they're always
Oh, yeah, they're-
That's
grabbing
because
that.
they have a cup.
Yeah,
right?
but they're also
trying-
doing it for dominance also.
Oh, you
yeah.
think
Oh,
there's that?
totally.
Well, guys
They don't
also
do that.
they
just
grab
to-
that from the outside sometimes,
yeah,
like
just
a
whatever.
move.
Justin Bieber
grabbing and
Justin
waxing.
Bieber always
All I
grabs
know is
himself.
I am not waxing nothing.